Hello, so I picked up a new trailer hitch. Installation took me about 4 hours, and I'll show after this segment. Some of the difficulties I had, basically the hardest part was trying to get the exhaust hanger back in place after I had installed the trailer hitch, and that took like an hour plus. They sell these exhaust hanger wrenches and I think that might have made it a bit easier. But anyway, here is the etrailer Draw-Tite max frame trailer hitch, 2-inch hitch, and it's only 159 bucks plus tax. And then uh, here's the kit to install it, and this part was challenging right here, where you had to take this plate and jam it up into the frame with a bolt and then use this wire to pull the bolt back into place. And I had picked the wrong bolt. Um, One of the bolts is weird, and I didn't use the right weird bolt, and I used one of the wrong ones, so I had to somehow get it back out and put the right bolt back in, but I was able to pull it off. And the trail hitch is really awesome. You can see how it looks on different vehicles here, and it fit very well. And so far, I'm totally satisfied with it, and I would totally recommend it. And you can check out the rest of my video to see how the installation went.
What they aren't telling you when you go to install your trailer hitch is if you have 2017, these bolts have been up there quite a long time and they seem to be really stuck on there. So I have to use a giant breaker bolt to get them undone. And when I try to use my impact wrench, it doesn't even turn. So the easy trailer installation isn't quite so easy, honestly. The other thing I noticed is it has these tips on here, and I don't know if you can pull the thing off over the tips or what, but I'm having like a really hard time getting these off. These are also supposed to be easier to get off, especially if you spray them with soap and water, but can't seem to get over that ridge. Looks like you can get these things off without pulling the whole bracket off. I pulled the bracket off instead of doing this first like they say, and the trick is both to squirt it down a whole lot. Try to get the light. Squirt it down a whole lot, and then jam your screwdriver in there so that the tip is able to fit through there. It's just getting it nice and wet and jerking it back and forth. But so I couldn't reach the bolts very easy without taking this off first, but then I found it easier to take this off once the bolts are out. So there's two ways to do it. The easiest way is just to get this off and then drop the mufflers, and then you can reach all the bolts a lot easier. But I did it the hard way. Take off the bolts and then try to get this last. So now the mufflers is dropped, and use a strap to keep it from dropping all the way down, and it's better to get it up on a lift, but I'm still able to do everything without jacking it up, and there isn't really a good spot in the back to jack it up anyway, as far as I could tell. Yeah, there's like nothing to jack up in the back. So what you could do is go up on the axles and put a jack stand, and go up on the other axle and put a jack stand, or at the frame. Good spot on the frame or something, but there's enough clearance for me to do all this. So what you do is you grab your strap as instructed and use it to hold up the muffler from dropping completely down, and now you're able to get your trailer hitch up in there. And then the connectors for the trailer hitch are up in here, and what you'll do is you'll stick a Y connector up in here. I can't quite see where it is. It's either that one or back in here, but then you'll just put a Y connection in there, and then you'll have your trailer light thing for $31. Pretty good. So here's the trailer hitch. It's by etrailer. It's about 170 bucks. I'll link it in the description, and pretty good deal. I don't know if I have the hitch attachment. I think I might, but I'm not sure. I might have to buy that. So the idea is after dropping the muffler, you just slip this in there above the muffler and get this all hooked up above the muffler, and then raise the muffler back up and attach it to this. Per the instructions, you pull off the hanger and then run a bolt through there, and then a washer, and then I just had a little 18-inch socket wrench that's pretty cool, and you just got to get it so it's not so tight that the washer's just digging into the rubber part. So it took about 4 hours to get this dumb thing installed, but so here's something. I'll put a link. Very nice rubber cover for it. It's only about $6. It just goes over here. Another thing you can do is get yourself a brake light and then hook it up to your trailer connection, and then you get even another brake light here, so that's pretty cool. You can also get yourself a themed hitch cover, but you're trying to appear all official, I think. So the biggest struggle on this dumb thing was this thing, this exhaust hanger. It took me like an hour plus. I had to take off the back connection and then get it on here, and then try to somehow wedge it in there. And the way they wanted you to do it is leave the back one connected and then somehow fit this in here, but the muffler doesn't even move enough to get this in here. And they do have this some kind of exhaust wrench thing that might squeeze it enough to get it in there, but geez, man, it was a pretty horrible experience. But another mistake I had made is this one. I had put the wrong bolt in there, and there's an elaborate thing where you have to shove a plate up inside here and then hold this wire, and I had the wrong bolt in there, and luckily I was able to get it switched out with this bolt right here. So that was another huge mistake I made. But I got everything on there, and then the wiring for the hitch should be right there as far as I know. And then another thing I'm missing is this plate that where you connect the trailer wiring. So I need to get this $10 plate to put on here, and then the wiring comes through here. So I also ordered the ball hitch mount to this thing, and also have a reducer from 2-inch to 1 1/4 for a bike rack. So I'm gonna keep going on this. And I also have a tune where I have to use my tuner to switch to a trailer tow. I'm pretty sure I have that on there.